What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 7 of A Couple's Take.
I did 8.
Get it together. She need to get it together.
This is my favorite song. This is like your favorite song.
India Ari, get it together. That's what she needs.
It's a great song.
But today we'll be speaking about engagement.
This is an engagement ring. Ring from my best friend. But
this will be a PSA for all those that are planning to get engaged soon.
yeah,
We are in
not engaged.
the pending process.
It's on the to-do list.
Yes, on a to-do list.
I'll finish sooner than later.
Hopefully.
But we've just been learning a lot of different things about the process when it comes to engagements that we had not known,
Right.
had not considered. And we just wanted to put a PSA out there for all the ladies, the guys, anybody who is in a relationship, not in a relationship, but want to be engaged and thinking about getting engaged. Just some of the things that we've come across and noticed when it comes to it.
So, Rachel, what's your take on engagement? How do you feel about
I
it?
love engagements. I think they're great. At least I did when I was a child. And now that I'm an adult who's probably hopefully about to be engaged sooner than later, it becomes stressful. Because
Okay.
I still love the idea of it, but I feel like it's a lot more stressful than I originally thought. You know, when you grew up and you're a girl, it's like you're getting married. It's like sunshine and unicorns and rainbows. And then it's like everything is so expensive.
Right.
You have to make sure you're with the right partner. You have to make sure you're getting a house and a, honeymoon, the rings, the cost of the wedding, the cost of the dress, the cost of the hair, the cost of the makeup. That's just the wedding. We're not even talking about engagement. We're like specifically rings.
We in the preseason, guys.
Oh my gosh. So like
Preseason.
when it comes to rings, how you feel about that?
Rings, I feel like it's a big part. You gotta, as the guy, that's a lot of pressure on us. We have to make sure it's the right ring.
Right.
We have to make sure how to get the whole plan together and
For the proposal.
make sure it's good.
Yeah.
Think of what to say
Yep.
in hopes that she will say yes. Most of the
Because
time they do say yes. I feel bad for the guys that get no's,
I know.
but
can you imagine
at the end of the day, it's
no?
the person has the right to say no. So
They do. What would you do if you got a no?
if I got a no, I'd be like, all right, we'll see how this goes from here. But I'm returning that ring. I'm about to get my money back.
Like say propose to me. Like pretend.
Rachel, will you marry me?
No, honestly, I never even loved you.
You know
What you doing if you get a reaction like that? You go home crying, singing, "These hoes ain't loyal."
Hey, she gonna need an Uber to get back home.
I would hope.
She ain't going home with
I
me.
hope, yeah. If you that bold, you can't ride home with him. You done burnt that bridge to the ground. But as far as we went engagement shopping or ring shopping just to see what we might like before we make any what.
You know that 50 Cent song?
What?
We was window shoppers.
I don't know that song.
Well,
You don't put me on good music. But we went we
I put
shopping.
you on a lot of music. But go on.
You put me on J. Cole.
I put you on a lot, but go on.
Okay, I put him on a lot of good food. But we went ring shopping and just to see what we like. He found some rings that he liked, but I had a problem finding rings that I liked because it's like when you're young and you're trying to not blow all your money on a ring or you have to consider all the things that you have to pay for when it comes to the wedding. This is just the engagement.
The big
you
word.
don't want to what?
The big word budget.
Yes, you don't want to blow all of your money in the beginning and it's like, oh wait, what about the marriage? What about the reception? What about the food, the dress, the hair, the clothes, the honeymoon? apartments, houses that you want to buy, all that kind of stuff, wedding gifts, all that kind of stuff is something you have to consider. And looking at like the type of rings that were under even 4K, they had rings that were like under 2,000, and then they had rings that were under technically 5,000 because it was like 4,995.
Yeah, those were the 5,000 to 10,000.
No, there was like a section under. No, correction, it was under 4,000 because it was like $3,995. Mm-hmm. And if I'm honest, we went to a nice place. Know where we went. Can I?
Yeah.
We went to, what was it? International Diamond Center.
Yes.
And I did not like. I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like them. First off, my ring size is 8. None of the rings could fit my finger because I guess all women have really small hands. I'm a tall woman.
I found out I'm 8.5.
He's 8.5. I'm a size 8. But his rings fit perfectly because I guess men have fatter hands, but women have very dainty hands. I never thought my hands were that fat. Apparently they are huge because it couldn't go past my finger top. So it's like I can't get a good idea of what the ring looks like. Make sure you get your hand size so you know what it's like, and figure out what shape you like, because I never thought. I thought I'd like a cushion, but then when I went, I didn't like any of the diamonds really on my finger. They kind of felt, I don't know if there's, maybe because I'm used to cheap rings, but they felt like very light and cheap, and it's like, I know they're expensive and they're nice rings, but for some reason it wasn't clicking for me. And so we've also considered, instead of really getting a traditional diamond, I'm down for getting a moissanite. And so it's cheaper. It shines just as bright. It's just as durable. And I told Hans I would prefer to get a nicer, bigger diamond that is more my taste, that I really love, that I don't really care where it is. I don't really care if it's real or not. I don't care if it's a diamond. Just don't lie to me and say that it is. But I'd prefer, you know what I'm saying? Like, with guys be like, oh, babe, look, I dropped a stack on this, right? And then you get a diamond test and it's not a diamond, and they don't lie to you, gas up your head. No, just don't lie to me. Be like, babe, it's a moissanite diamond, or it's a moissanite stone. And I'm fine with that. Because so long as it's pretty, I just have to like it, And that's like a cheaper alternative. It's just as durable. Shines technically brighter. I'd also say, as scary as it is, when trying to get a ring, you might have to look online and get it shipped to you. I know you don't want to do that.
Yikes.
I didn't want to do that. But at this point, I'm really considering that because I'm looking at all of the places that are in my area and online, and I don't like any of the rings.
We only went to one store. There's other stores.
But I looked online, and I'm like, they all kind of look the same for our price range. You have to be willing to spend like
5,000.
No, more than that. It seems like over 5,000 to get like a nice, pretty ring. Because otherwise you're going to get this, like, itty-bitty committee type of ring that you're going to be like, oh, I see it now. There it is. I just don't want that. I'd rather have it be a different stone and bigger and nicer and more suited to me. So, yeah. I'd say just figure out what type of stone you like, just like with wedding dresses. What type of stone you like, try them on. If they don't have your ring size, what I'm going to be doing is ordering some ring from Amazon's. See what type of style I like, what feels the most like me, and then decide which one that I like the most. And then let somebody know.
For me, with my process, like, I was looking at rings, and then I'm like, dang, these look weird. I'm not really a jewelry guy. I don't really wear jewelry too much. I wear a watch time to time. I don't wear necklaces. But trying on some rings, I noticed that like gold and the silver or platinum, the plain Jane, that's what caught my eye. The other like cuts and
special stuff,
special additives,
the diamonds,
adding diamonds to them, that threw me off. I was like, those are ugly as heck, and some of them look like the pastor's rings or whatever. I ain't wearing none of that. Yeah, but yeah, I found these two simple ones that are just plain gold or plain platinum, but I like the platinum better. So yeah, my experience was short but quick easy. And to the point.
My experience was hectic and crazy, which I feel like is a typical experience for guys versus girls. You know, women have to get their hair done, makeup done, like I said, shoes. You got to get lingerie. You got to get, you know, everything. And men is like, suit, haircut, beard cut, shoes, done. You know, it's less. You guys don't have to put on anything sexy for the wedding night and then do all of that. The women, she cares about who are we inviting to the guest list, who's coming to the reception, who's coming here, do they get a +1, do they not? All those little details, are they going to get favors?
But you still should add your man to that conversation.
You should, but a lot of men don't like to be in that conversation, I feel like. I feel like they're like, babe, do whatever you want. And then all of the stress is on her, which I do not want to do. I don't want all the stress. Yeah, and then she becomes a bridezilla, and she attacking you because she has to do it all on her own. And that's another thing to consider when you're like about to be in the engagement stage. How much you're gonna spend on your wedding in whole.
The wedding.
How many people are
do you want to go into debt like student loans?
Oh my gosh.
Or do you want to go an easier route with less money that you pay off or not pay off? We don't want to get into debt.
Yeah. Save up
that you could pay and just be done with that. That's in the past.
Yes.
And if you make more money in the future,
then that's what we talked about, having a renewal.
Anniversary or renewal. A renewal. Wedding or whatever it's called.
I would have a vow renewal because when I was a kid I wanted a big wedding. And then I found out how much big weddings cost. Like, I don't know if you ever watched that show 4 Weddings with Me. Back in the day they were spending like 20 to
30 to 50K
80,000 on a wedding. That was back in the day, so I can only imagine what big weddings like that cost today. So it's like deciding you might have to have a smaller wedding. And
we pranked your mom the other day. Told her we going to the courthouse and that's it.
And she was just like, what? My grandma was like, good.
That's fine. That's
Be
great.
an example. I'm like, I'm not really a courthouse type of chick unless it comes to something like we have to get married quickly for a reason. But we don't really have too many reasons why we would be like, have to get married and have a quick courthouse wedding. I'd like a simple wedding. Something nice with my closest family and friends. Right. Very personal. And then a nice lunch probably to follow. But I want to have a nice honeymoon. More so, you know.
That's where it's at, right?
That's where I want to spend the majority of my money. I realized, like, I feel like so long as stuff is pretty, that's all that really mattered to me. I don't need like a Vera Wang dress.
When is the honeymoon? That's what I never
right
understood.
After the wedding.
Like the night of, or?
No, I think typically sometimes, I mean, after you do that whole like shebang with the wedding, you're gonna be exhausted. A lot of people like don't even eat during their wedding.
All day thing.
It's a whole day affair.
I'll be eating my butt off.
No, but some people are so busy saying hello to everybody, talking to everybody. You're so busy dancing, entertaining, hosting, that you don't eat. And then a lot of people will go to like McDonald's or something after their wedding, and it's like, you had all that expensive food and you went to McDonald's because you're so busy. So, that won't be the case. I will be eating. Don't know where we would go to eat. That's something you have to consider.
Better have good behind food.
You have to consider that. For ladies, when you decide you want to change your man's name or change your name to your man's last name, there's a lot of things that go into changing it. It's not like, boom, I'm Mrs. This. No, you have to change this and this and this and this and this and this. It's like several things you have to change. So that's something to consider. Telling everybody if you want to do like a save the date and what.
What about the rejection list? Who's not invited?
That's like another awkward conversation you have to have.
People gonna be bitter. How come I wasn't invited to your wedding?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't around.
I think about that. Like, if people at work found out we got engaged, they'd be like, oh, can I come? And it's like, no, you can't.
I don't like when people try to invite themselves to things.
Yeah, because it's like...
You're forcing yourself in. It's like,
yeah.
Bro, back up.
A lot of your friends won't be there.
Dang.
I'm being honest, because...
I mean...
I'd like it to be very personal with, obviously our family and then closest friends. But, like, your friends, we had, like, a reception party, come to that. But for the wedding, no, I need people to be on their P's and Q's. I don't need anybody saying that they're stupid. I don't need anybody saying that they're slick, Because it's like, I want it to be a happy, peaceful, good energy type of day.
Tell them another thing you don't want at the wedding.
What? Children! No kids. If you ain't got somebody watch your dang kids, then I'm sorry. You can't come. Stay home and watch them.
She hate kids.
No kids. I don't hate kids. I just don't want if your child is under the age of 18, unless it's like a 15-year-old. Yep. Because we don't know no 15-year-olds who are like, we cool with. We don't have no 15-year-old nieces and nephews. If they were like 15, 16, even like 13, 14, I don't mind. Anybody under the age of 10 years old, you cannot come. Anybody under the age of 12, you cannot come. I don't want to hear your kid crying. I don't want them ruining the mood. I don't want them on a dance floor. I don't want any type of kid around. Along with, not gonna lie, if we have a party portion, I don't want older people there.
Like a turn up party.
If you have a turn up, where people start twerking and dancing. Grandma, you can't be there. My mama, I don't want her there to see that. I don't want your mama there to see that. So it's like they gotta go. Anybody over the age of like 40?
18.
No, not 18. No. Over the age.
Under 18, no.
Over 40.
Over 40, no.
Under 15, to be fair. But we don't know nobody who we would invite under the age of 15. So it's like 18. Right. But no kids and no grandmas, parents. I'm not trying to have my mama see me to do nothing crazy. So those are all the things. But that's more of, that's a lot of conversations you got to start thinking about.
Yep. Big process.
Have a set in budget. Are you getting a wedding planner? That's an extra expense. When you get your dress, it has to be tailored. When you get your suit, it has to be tailored. Yeah. Some women want wedding shoes specifically for their wedding. How much are you going to spend on the dress? Are you going to pay for how much for your bridesmaids? Your bridesmaids have to get dresses. How many bridesmaids do you want? How many groomsmen do you want? All of those things are things to consider. I would say when you get into that engagement process, as soon as you get engaged, start having conversations about that, because I feel like if you don't grab it by the reins, everybody's gonna flood in with their opinions of what they want or what you should do, and then they can overtake what you really want, and you could end up spending so much more money than you really have.
It's y'all's decision.
Yeah, 50% of marriages end in divorce. So it's like, nobody wants to get a divorce. But real talk, one of the biggest reasons why people get divorced is because of financial reasons. So how about putting your marriage out to a good start and being like, we're not going into debt with this marriage. We're going to save a bunch of money, and this is how much we're going to spend on a wedding.
Well said.
Thank you. I'm smart. I know what I want to be. Anything else you can think about during the engagement process?
No, just the guy gotta be on his P's and Q's. You better pay attention to what she like. You better know what's
do a
stoned,
nice engagement.
What cut,
Yep. What size? What color? Did she want it big? Did she want it small? What her ring size is? That's the worst thing. If you propose,
don't get the wrong
and it's the wrong size, and then it's too big, and then random fact we found out. If it's diamond encrusted all the way around, you can't get those resized. Eternity bands, you can't get them resized. So, get insurance. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I think it's important for guys. I told you that. Don't propose to me and just say, will you marry me? Have it be heartfelt. I'm going to remember this moment for the rest of my life. Say something meaningful. Don't just say, will you marry me? Don't just propose to me randomly. Put some
Do you want it intimate or
I want it just me and you. I don't want anybody else there. I don't want family, friends. Sorry, Rebecca. Sorry, Shay. Sorry, Mom. Don't want nobody there but me and you. We can see people after and have like an engagement party the day after, the night of. I don't care. But in that moment, I want it to just be me and you because I want it to be very personal. I don't want to be looking at other people.
Is dinner right? Like good or no? Or do you want to be doing somewhere, walking somewhere or something?
I don't know.
What would you like?
Dinner is in public.
True, I know.
Yeah.
You right, never mind.
Yeah. So like in the middle of a restaurant, people gonna be watching you, people gonna come and say congratulations. I want it to be very personal. If we decide to rent out a room in a hotel and we have like dinner on a dinner on a patio, candlelit, rose petals everywhere, very romantic. You got champagne or wine on ice. I'm giving you ideas.
Got
you know what I'm saying?
Snip that in the brain.
You know what I'm saying? Just it's just us. We having a nice, you got dinner, you ordered room service or something nice. Right. And it's just me and you talking about life, looking at a beautiful sunset. Wouldn't mind if it's over, some water like the ocean. Just throwing out ideas, but yeah, that's personally me.
It's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what your aunt be saying.
What?
Your aunt. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, so a lot of things to consider when getting engaged. Try not to let it overwhelm you. Try not to let other people's opinion take you down or take you out. Decide really what you and your partner want. I feel like it's a good time to really hone in and think about what you want. Remember, it's not about the wedding, it's about the marriage. Don't get so overwhelmed with everything else that you forget, hey, I need to make sure that this is really the right person that I want to be sticking beside for the rest of my life. And yeah.
All I gotta say is don't blow the bag.
Yeah, don't blow the bag. I don't think it's worth it.
Don't blow your pockets.
Yeah, I say save up for it. If you have it, then you have it. If you don't, you don't. It's not worth paying payments for your whole life. Like, remember that scene in Think Like a Man?
No.
Kevin Hart was getting divorced. We probably can watch that tonight. Kevin Hart was getting divorced from his wife. And he was like, man, you getting a divorce. You still paying off your wedding, man. He's like, don't say that. I'm making my payments. And it's like, you don't want that. Nobody wants to get a divorce, but it's 50% chance right now. Everybody's getting divorces because I feel like they get caught up in the love stage and don't think about the hard part stage and when that person get really annoying and it's like, because they get annoying. All of us. We all get annoying.
We'll be fine. But just give my space. Take your space.
Yeah, but like,
man.
Well, save the bag.
Save the bag.
The bag for something. Yep. Grow the bag for a house, kids, things that you can use the money for, other than spending it in one night.
All right. That's it for this episode of A Couple's Take. I hope you guys continue to watch and click that subscribe button.
It's a take.